Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Now today what I have for you is episode 6 of my Football Manager 23 save with Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 600 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below to help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm. Now I've just been halfway through recording this episode and I've had a power cut, so the whole file is completely corrupted. Thankfully though, I guess at least the save didn't actually save after the match we played. We played Walsall, we won 2-0, we'd done some transfer business, and because of the power cut, everything just basically didn't exist, and I've just wasted 2 hours of my life. So I'm really happy about that. Make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. We'll start out then with the transfer business that has happened since you were last with us. Freddie Jeffries has joined Spennymoor Town on loan for the remainder of the campaign. We got £650 for that. Jack Wilson has completed a permanent transfer to Royston. I'm not really too sure whereabouts they are, what sort of standard that is, but he's gone there on a permanent basis. He's got 1 assist in 4 appearances for them there. He was never really going to be good enough to play for Bradford City. 1-star current ability, 2.5-star potential, just never going to be good enough. He's 14th choice right midfielder. Keane Scales returned from his loan spell with Farsley Celtic and has gone out on loan to Notts County for the remainder of the campaign. I do quite like Keane Scales, got 3-star potential as well, so maybe if we don't get promoted this season, then he might find himself in the first team next year. I do quite like Keane Scales, like what I say. Gone to Notts County, they're not paying any of his wages or anything like that, but he scored 1 goal in 3 appearances so far, and obviously it's a step up in the National League North. Heath Richardson also departed the club on a permanent basis. He's joined Bamber Bridge. Again, I'm not really too sure what the standard is there, but he's not really playing, so maybe he has gone there as a backup. 1.5-star current ability, 2.5-star potential, never really going to be good enough to play for the football club, so he is left on a permanent transfer. Oscar Threlker was actually playing week in, week out for Oldham Athletic, but decided he didn't want to stay there for the remainder of the campaign. He's gone to Bournemouth though. We got £4,000 for him as well. He's played twice for them so far. He got 1 player of the match and 3 assists in 22 appearances for Oldham Athletic. He's never really going to be good enough to play for us, so I'm just happy to get him out the door. They're paying some money towards his wages, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter all too much. The first major piece of business then, Luke Hendry joined Gillingham on a permanent basis. The 28-year-old has only found himself playing 3 times in the league for us so far this season. He's gone there on a permanent basis, like what I say, and he's failed to play a match for them so far in the league. Poor standard, 3rd if not 4th choice right back for me. We just needed him out the door. Get that money off the wage bill at 28 years of age as well. I'm happy we've managed to get him out of the door. And the final departure, for now at least, was Abouissa. The 27-year-old has gone over to, I want to say it's Saudi Arabia on a permanent basis. They agreed a pre-contract with him, but we just agreed to let him go there now on a free transfer, get his money off the wage bill and all that sort of stuff. He's actually got apparently 4.5-star potential, but when we could actually see what his stats were at the football club, he was 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. I think he was on 1.52 grand a week. We just needed him out of the door. 27 years of age. The guy had hardly played so far this season, only the 6 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists, nearly a 007, so we needed him out the door. In terms of incomings then, we have completed the signing of Sadou Diallo on a free transfer from Derry City. He comes over from the League of Ireland, already played 3 times for us so far this season, and will eventually become the Richie Smould replacement. When Smould starts to decline, obviously this man's 23 years of age, he's going to be on the incline. He comes in on an 18-month contract and only on £2,000 a week. If it doesn't work out, we can always sell him, but 6'2", 13 stone, I think this could be a very, very good signing for us. And then our other signing is Keane Williams. Very, very happy about this one. 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential, 22 years of age. Looks like a very, very good player, and so far he scored 1 goal in 2 appearances. Recently been playing in Iceland, started out his career with Leicester City, and I'm hoping he can come in and do the business. That's all the transfer business that has happened so far since you were last with us. Then we had a 2-1 win away at Gillingham, a 2-0 win at home to Rochdale, a 2-0 win away at against Carlisle, a 3-1 win at home to Harrogate Town, a 3-0 win at home to Salford City, a 1-1 draw away at Stockport County. That's the only bad result in the league we've had in a long, long time, and it's not even the end of the world, to be honest with you. We also had a 2-1 win away at AFC Wimbledon, Viden Oliver equalising in the 89th minute, then Levi Sutton scoring a winner in the 93rd minute. I was very happy with that one. Before most recently winning 5-0 at home to Carlisle United, who did end up getting a red card after we scored our 5th goal. Then also we battered Motherwell, yes she's fine thanks, 6-0 in a friendly. In today's video though, we do have this match away at Walsall, then we'll have January transfer deadline day, and then we'll have this match against Mansfield Town. Now, off camera, I think we won this match against Walsall 2-0. Lee Angle scored a brace, and unfortunately that will never grace the internet, so fingers crossed we pick up the win in this one. We also made loads of transfer business as well, so maybe I'm going to try and make that happen a little bit sooner rather than waiting until transfer deadline day, because like I say here, we've got about £2,000, £1,900 a week still left to spend in our wage budget, but I'm looking at some of these players who potentially could be going out the door, and I'm thinking we could certainly recoup some nice money here. Let's get into this first game of today's episode though, away at Walsall for the second time. Here we have it then, here's how we line up for today's match away at Walsall. We've got Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Halliday, Platt, Critchlow and Bong, Smallwood and East in the midfield, Scott Banks on the right, Dion Pereira on the left, Jamie Walker in the number 10 behind Lee Angle. I also forgot to mention we terminated the loans of Joe O'Shaughnessy, Tyreek Wright and Cian Harrott just simply because they were taking up so much money on the wage bill and wanted to get other players in through the door. On the bench then for me, that leaves Colin Doyle, Timmy Odesina, Matty Folds, Levi Sutton, Cian Williams, I want to say his name is Cian Paul James Williams to be correct, Harry Chapman and Andy Cook. I think this is the exact same team I played in the game that you'll never see apart from Scott Banks is playing over Cian Williams. Let's get into this game though against Walsall. Certainly not going to be an easy one. They're currently 5th in the table. I think at this moment in time we're 12 points clear of second place Leyton Orient. We are on absolute fire so far this season, on track as well for 100 points, so fingers crossed we can keep things going, keep progressing very nicely, get some signings in maybe through the door if some players do leave. I am really looking at getting Andy Cook out the door, to be honest with you. They're going with, I think this is the same formation they were planning on playing, the same players as well that we played in that game that you never see. I need to stop mentioning it because like what I say, you're never going to see it, so you have no idea what I'm talking about. Was very frustrating though, a big waste of my time. We'll tell all these players that we trust them to make the difference, and fingers crossed we can come out with the 3 points. A clean sheet as well would be very nice, but we are now underway for today's match. Let me just prove to you that we are currently 12 points clear. We're in a very good position. Granted, there is still 17 games to go though, so we do need to stay switched on. We need to keep winning football matches, as Walsall have got a free kick here as the rain suddenly starts to pour down. Hutchinson stood over it. Lots of players in that wall, 5 to be exact. Hutchinson with a shot. Comfortable save in the end for Harry Lewis, although it does need to parry it out for a corner kick. 12 minutes on the clock. It's still 0-0. First highlight here really for Walsall. Corner ball. Former Bantam Joe Riley swings it in. Right-footed outswinger. Cleared away though by Scott Banks, I think of all people there. Hutchinson now gets away from Ryan East far too easily, in my opinion, into the penalty area, cuts it back into Joe Riley, ball into the box looking for Mason Burstow. He brings it down. Halliday should be able to deal with that one though. Free kick for us here, which Scott Banks is stood over. He takes the shot. I think it's come off the crossbar in the end. Lots of curl on that shot in the end from Scott Banks. It's kind of, when the highlights are so rushed like that, you kind of know there's not going to be a goal coming from it. And usually you either hit the crossbar or you score from a free kick. It never really goes miles over the bar. As Dion Pereira picks up the ball here on this left-hand side, gets away from Joe Riley. Can it cut it back here and find a Bradford City shirt? He goes for the shot in the end. I don't know why he's not tried to pass that. Goes well wide, nearly out for a throw-in. That is shocking. Half an hour gone, still 0-0. Both sides have had a couple chances here as Riley puts the ball into the box, which Lewis claims very comfortably. We have now hit that 30-minute mark. Are we able to build out from the back here? Walsall looking to press very narrowly, so we need to, actually, I'll quickly tell them on the instructions to play in the wide areas, because that is certainly where the space is. Both fullbacks are constantly free. Lewis sends this ball long, though that's definitely not what he's instructed to do. Angle picks up the ball, finds Scott Banks, driving at the Walsall defence. Can he get off a shot? To the byline he goes, cuts it back. I don't know if that's a cross, it's a shot, whatever it is, it's shocking. It's out for a goal kick, and it is still 0-0. As we approach the half-time whistle, lots of shots for us so far in today's game, not many on target. We have accumulated over 1 XG though as of right now. Still 0-0 going into the break. I'm far from pleased with what I have seen from this team. If things don't change in the next 10-15 minutes or so, we are then going to look to make some substitutions, because like what I say, we're having lots of shots but we're not really creating anything clear cut, and we need goals. Matty Platt picks up the ball, he switches out into Gai Tang Bong, the experienced 34-year-old. I think after this game he will also get another 1-year contract extension as well. I'm saying I know he definitely will, because it's already happened. East picks up the ball here, looking over the top for Lee Angle. Can he get off the shot? He does. Well saved by the Walsall keeper in the end. I think it's the former Cheltenham Town man, Owen Evans, in between the sticks for the Saddlers today, as they do now have another corner which Joe Riley will take, although he has now gone into the book. Ball comes into the box. It's a good ball again. On the end of it, is a Mason Burstow. Thankfully for us, it's cannoned off the post, and eventually the ball is clear. Let's now look to make some substitutions, because we do have some tired players out there. Romany Critchlow's playing very well, but he's also very tired, so we are going to get Timmy Odesina on. Gaetang Bong as well, very tired, so we're going to get Matty Folds on there. We also want to get Deon Pereira's not having a great game and he's tired as well. So I'm going to bring Andy Cook on, put Lee Angle out as the left winger, but we'll also play him as an inverted winger. Then Andy Cook is going to come on and play as a target forward, despite the fact we are trying to get him out of the club at this moment in time. We are also going to get Ryan Eastoff for Levi Sutton and allow Levi Sutton to play maybe more as a Segundo Volante. No idea what that is, but he's going to come on and he's going to play that role. Final change of the game, Harry Chapman is going to come on for Jamie Walker and play in that number 10 position. Lots of changes there. Hopefully there can be the changes that eventually find us a goal, because we're struggling for a goal right now. We need one. Nothing is happening at all in today's game. 20 shots and barely any highlights, to be honest with you. It's really, really frustrating, especially considering, like what I've already mentioned so far, we did win it off camera. Technically, it wasn't off camera, but a stupid power cut. Imagine that is the reason why we don't get promoted. If we lose out on 2 points because of a stupid real-life power cut, that'll be absolutely devastating. Although Chapman is in behind here, on off the bench, hits the post. And that sums Harry Chapman up. He does all the hard work to get himself into the good positions, and there's just no end product. Come off the post there. Maybe if that's Jamie Walker, he's already scored 15 goals so far this season. Maybe that ball finds the back of the net. I've no idea how he's not been able to convert that one. But Banks picks up the ball again here. Ball into the box looking for Levi Sutton. Shoots! And that's nearly gone out the stadium. And Walsall's stand is very big. That is shocking. This game's going to be ending at 0-0. Really, really frustrating, but we're still very, very far clear at the top of the table. I'm not really too sure specifically how many points, because I don't know how Leyton Orient have gotten in today's game. They're slowing the game down. They're waiting for full time. That is the full-time whistle. A really, really frustrating 0-0 draw. 25 shots, yet no goals. I think you know exactly where I'm going to be looking to strengthen for the remainder of this transfer window. We need to get another striker in, whereas only having Angle, Oliver, and Andy Cook as real options. Keane Williams can play as a striker, but I wouldn't want to play him there on his own. Leyton Orient, though, they've drawn 0-0, so it doesn't really matter all too much. I think we beat Walsall 2-0. Leyton Orient scored in the 89th, 88th minute, something like that, to win their game. So regardless of what happened last episode, which never happened, which should have been this episode, whatever happened in the corrupted episode, doesn't really matter. We're still 12 points clear. Let's get into deadline day. Well, I'm sure if you have a look here, we have got 4 emails. 2 of them are only trials. Fraser Campbell's going to be coming in on trial for 4 weeks. I've also got Scott Sinclair coming in on trial for 4 weeks as well. Charlie Wood will be moving out on loan to Bradford Park Avenue for the remainder of the campaign. He's going to be playing as a right winger there. It's a step up from his loan spell with guys who are paying 60% of his wages as well. So I'm very happy to get him out the door, get him playing matches once again. So we'll tell him all about that. We are interested in signing Bakayoko, sorry. He's going to come in. We're going to pay 50% of his wages, but we are going to pay £30,000 in a fee just until the end of the season, which is quite a lot. I think it might have actually been cheaper than to maybe buy him up front. I think the difference between loaning him in now, paying a £30,000 loan fee and only half of his wages, rather than having to pay a transfer fee, and paying a considerable amount more of wage. I think it's probably cheaper overall to do it now. If it's not, we're talking a couple hundred, maybe a couple £1,000. I'm not really too bothered about that. Amadou Bakayoko has officially joined Bradford City on loan for the remainder of the campaign. Very, very happy about this signing. We needed to get another one in through the door. We'll still have a look though at Fraser Campbell and Scott Sinclair, but for now, Charlie Wood has joined Park Avenue and Bradford City have secured the signing of Amadou Bakayoko on a loan deal until the end of the season. Looks like a very, very good player in my opinion. Can play as a pressing forward, target forward, can even do a job as a poacher or an advanced forward, can even do a job on the left wing or the right wing if we really need him to. Very happy with this signing. 6'4", going to come in and certainly compete for a spot with Lee Angle. Very happy. Obviously, with one striker coming in through the door, it does mean the departure of another one. Andy Cook will be joining Hartlepool United on a permanent transfer. A £9,000 fee for him, but we are having to pay £500 a week towards his wages. I think that probably balances itself out, to be honest with you. 32 years of age, a struggle for opportunities so far this season. I'm going to wish him all the best, but he's not happy with that. He's not happy with my conduct, and he is sure that he's better off elsewhere. He's actually done all right when he has played this season. 2 assists and 4 goals in 10 appearances. He's not awful, to be honest with you, but we just don't need him. On £3,000 a week, he's taking up a significant amount of wage budget. That frees us up to get £2,500 a week in wages to be able to spend on maybe another player, and also a £9,000 transfer fee as well. So we'll get that confirmed. Press continue as well. Hartlepool have officially signed Andy Cook. He has gone there on a deal, on a long-term contract, a 2.5-year contract there for Andy Cook. He probably will score against us, but that does now leave us in a very nice position with probably, what's that, £3,500 a week to spend in wages, and also a £9,000 transfer budget as well. Very nice. Our next piece of transfer business will be Akin Famo, a central defender, will be joining on loan from Sheffield Wednesday for the remainder of the campaign. 3.5-star current ability, looks like a very, very good player, considering Matty Platt's currently 2.5-star current ability. I think this is going to be a very good signing. Only £2,000 a week on the wages. He's going to come in, be a very good player for us. We are going to accept that. Advance forward, get him registered with the football club, although apparently he's down to 3-star current ability. Either way, he's still going to be our best right-footed centre-half. It does now give an opportunity for maybe Songo to leave, potentially Odesina go out on loan, or even Matty Platt himself if he's not happy to be a backup defender. But another body in through the door, and we've still got loads of money still to spend in our wage budget. So I'm very happy with how this window has gone so far. I think we've certainly improved the squad and all that sort of stuff. We are going to give him squad number, I guess we'll give him 30. It doesn't really matter all too much. He's a centre-half. It's not like he needs number 9 if he's a striker, or number 7 and 11 if he's a winger, or even number 10 if he is going to be a number 10. Speculation persists that Alex Gilead could be leaving the University of Bradford Stadium, with interest from at least one club reported. Can we expect any movement on this front? I would love to get him out the door, to be honest with you. And there's interest, and we've had some discussions with different clubs about how to approach things, and we might well see him leave. Yes, yeah, I'm very happy with saying that. We do now need to offer out Odesina to go out on loan and potentially maybe look transfer list Jan Songo. Well, with 30 minutes left in the January transfer window, we are going to be ending it with 6 central defenders. We weren't able to find another club for either Matty Platt, Timmy Odesina, Paul Downing or Jan Songo. So we're going to be ending with 6 central defenders. I think in order, we're going to have Famo and Critchlow as our main 2, then Matty Platt, then Odesina, then Jan Songo. But Songo can also play in the midfield if we need him to, and then Paul Downing. At the time when we signed Paul Downing, we had no centre-halves fit. We're having to play Hendry and Folds as our 2 centre-halves. So we were in a real tough spot at that moment in time. I think Paul Downing, though, if we get promoted, he gets another year on his contract. So the quicker we can get him out the door, the better. He's only on £1,500 a week. It's not the end of the world. He brings experience and all that sort of stuff, provides good cover. He's probably happy just to be a backup, and he's not on the most money, so it's not the end of the world. Let's advance forward then through to the end of deadline day. We got the 2 players in on deadline day, Famo and Bakayoko, both in on loan. Very happy, though, with the signing of Bakayoko. £24,000 is how much that we have had to pay. I thought it was £30,000. I'm not really too sure. To be honest with you, I guess it might change if he's playing matches. Not really too sure. He's valued at £12,000. If he does well for us, we might sign him in the summer. Let's get into this match though against Mansfield Town. Obviously this is probably about this point where I had the power cut earlier on. So Mansfield actually bottom of the league at this moment in time. Fingers crossed we can capitalise on that and get back to winning ways. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for today's match at home to Mansfield Town. We've got Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Halliday, Famo, Critchlow and Bong, a midfield 2 of Smallwood and East. Scott Banks on the right, Lee Angle starts on the left, and Jamie Walker is in behind Amadou Bakayoko. The new signing gets a nod in today's game. I was debating whether I should stick with Lee Angle. I have kept him in the team. I've just moved him out onto that left-hand side with obviously Harry Chapman missing that chance in the last game. Feel like he does deserve to be dropped. If we do need another striker, Keane Williams can always play there, but for now I think I'm happy with that. All 5 loans are involved in the matchday squad though, so I don't think that's the end of the world either. Lots of options of players who don't even make the squad. I had to actually unregister Paul Downing, so you won't see him play for the football club again because we can only register 22 players. If I didn't register Paul Downing, if I would have kept Paul Downing registered, we wouldn't have had Harry Lewis registered, so that would have been absolutely shocking, to be honest with you. Although we didn't register Colin Doyle and it says he can still play. I think that's because he's a coach maybe. I'm not really too sure. Either way, Mansfield are bottom of the league. I do just want to apologise for how all over the place this episode has been. When I'm thinking about stuff that I've said in the video which doesn't exist, and I'm thinking about did I actually say that in today's video that you see now, the one that's actually going to be coming out onto YouTube, I do apologise. The next episode it'll all be completely back to normal if there is obviously no power cuts and all that sort of stuff. But I anticipate Mansfield will probably come with some 3/5 at the back formation, probably with 2 defensive midfielders as well. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways though, because the last game was certainly not one for the neutral. We obviously line up in our 4-2-3-1 formation. Couple players making their debuts in there for us. Hopefully they can have very positive debuts and all that sort of stuff. They are going with a very similar formation to what Walsall were playing with, rather than they're playing with 2 number 10s and 1 striker rather than 1 number 10 and 2 strikers. As Harbottle picks up the ball here for the Stags, finds Ollie Hawkins. Pym goes long with his kick. 90 seconds on the clock Famo with a nice header there. East finds Richie Smallwood. He looks for that ball over the top into Leangle. In behind here. Gets the shot off. Oh my God, what a goal, Leangle. The man has just absolutely rifled one into the top corner on the outside of the boot. What a ball from Richie Smallwood. But what a finish that is from Leangle. That is exactly why we need to keep him in the team. He was robbed of 2 goals which will now never exist, but outside of the boot, the man has absolutely levered that one into the back of the net. Who needs Amadou Bakayoko when you've got Leangle scoring goals like that? The man is on fire so far this season. We are still 12 points clear at the top of the league, and now he's got himself sent off. I mean, what do you even say to that? The guy's just scored an absolute worldie, and then 4.5 minutes later, he's got himself sent off. What an absolute idiot. Right, we'll have to put Walker out to play as a left winger now, and we'll just have to carry on playing like that. That is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. I've no idea what to even say. I'm speechless. He's still on a 7.0 match rating. East picks up the ball here and he finds Gaitang Bong. Now with Romany Critchlow, a little bit of space for him to turn out into. He finds Ryan East, our top assister, I think, at this moment in time. Looks for the through ball there. Amadou Bakayoko, not quite on that same wavelength at this moment in time as Pim absolutely hammers a ball along there. Critchlow gets underneath it, but it's a poor touch. Danny Johnson in behind here. Shoots, scores. Danny Johnson capitalises on a shocking mistake there from Romany Critchlow. Lewis stands no chance there, and Mansfield equalised just 11 minutes after we've gone down to 10 men. It's a great kick from Pim. Critchlow with some shocking defending there. Famo can't quite get enough in time, and Danny Johnson on that weaker right foot finds the bottom corner with a brilliant finish there. 20 minutes on the clock. It's now Bradford City 1, Mansfield Town 1, and well, we were struggling to create chances with 11 on the pitch. Now we've only got 10 on the pitch. We're still struggling just as much, and Mansfield are bottom of the league. My assistant wants me to go very defensive, for God's sake. This is an absolute shambles. This episode is just going to be titled An Absolute Shambles, because I have nothing else to say about it other than it's an absolute shambles. Approaching half-time, we've had lots of shots, but not many on target. This is exactly what I brought Bakayoko in for, to try and score some goals, but we're not really creating the chances for him, that it seems. Half-time, I'm far from pleased with what I've seen. Our best player at this moment in time is bloody Leangle, and he got sent off in the 8th minute. Score some football goals, please. Well, with 65 minutes on the clock, I am now going to look to make some substitutions. Gaitang Bong has picked up an injury. This is the problem with not putting Matty Foles on the bench. I think we're going to have to put Romany Critchlow over into left back, which is not ideal, and bring Matty Platt on to play as our left-sided centre-half, although I would have liked to brought Famo off, to be honest with you. Halliday is having quite a good game, but we are going to bring Levi Sutton on at right back. Diallo is going to come on as well for Richie Smallwood. We do need to freshen up the attack, though, so Harry Chapman is going to come on for Jamie Walker, and Kean Williams is going to come on for Scott Banks and play as a ringer. We've got a winger. We've got so much quality in this team that players like Dion Pereira now not even getting onto the pitch. 25 minutes to go. We could do with another goal, so fingers crossed we're able to kick the ball in the back of the net, please. Corner ball for us here. It'll be Ryan East to swing the ball into the box. It is easily claimed though by Christy Pym. We need to block that long kick because we know he's certainly got a big one in his locker. I have nothing else to say apart from that. Pym hammers a ball long there, as he always does. Famoa gets underneath it. I've been pretty impressed with what I've seen from Akin Famoa on his debut so far, as Lewis sends the ball long there. Not quite as big as Christy Pym. Chapman's never going to win a header against James Perch, is he? Swan now goes inside into Boateng. He finds Danny Johnson looking for that ball in behind to Reese Oates. Brilliant ball. And just as I was saying, Famoa's had a brilliant game. We've got another red card. 1 game, 2 red cards, number #1 with the red card. I've no idea what's going on there with the commentary. Not even got a name anymore. Akin Famoa on debut, sent off against bottom of the league. Our discipline's been that poor. We're now down to 10 men. I actually would blame my assistant manager who's recommended that we tackle harder in today's game. What a dreadful decision that is. We're now down to 10 men and we're going to have to play... No, we're not even down to 10 men. We're down to 9 men. What is this? It looks like we might as well be playing 5-a-side at this rate. What an absolute disaster. And they'll probably end up scoring from this free kick as well. Well, the Hartigan stood over it. The man who was signed from AFC Wimbledon. It's a great strike. It's a big save, though, from Harry Lewis. And Critchlow should be able to deal with this. We're basically playing goalie when needed at this point. As we approach injury time, it's been a very, very disappointing episode. Like I mentioned, an absolute disaster. Overall, nothing has gone right for us today. As Mansfield, I think the only thing that could go worse is if Mansfield end up nicking a winner with just moments left on the clock. Lewis has found himself playing centre half here. Sticks a ball wide into Sutton. Diallo now finds Williams. He goes back into Levi Sutton. What can he do with the ball? Driving inside, gives it away. What on earth are you doing? Johnson now. Heavy tackle from Sutton, but he wins the ball back. Lewis sends the ball long, looking for Bakayoko. Can he get underneath it? He backs into Perch, but it's an easy header for the Stag central defender. Ball in here to Reese Oates, in behind, and just as I was saying, nothing could make it worse apart from if Mansfield scored in the last minute. That's exactly what's happened here. I don't even know what to say. With about 150 seconds left on the clock, Mansfield have won it late on. I don't even know what to say. Bottom of the league, 2 red cards, and we've lost the game at home. That is just... I'm absolutely speechless about how bad today's episode has been. I am genuinely speechless. I'm absolutely fuming after that, and I don't even know what to say. That is just an absolute disaster. We're still 9 points clear, thankfully, because Leyton Orient took 5 past AFC Wimbledon. But it's certainly not ideal. Thankfully, our goal difference is brilliant because it's already on positive 39. But that is so frustrating. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and let's go for 20 likes on today's episode. That would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 600 subscribers. So please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. With us having Famowo and Matty Platt both banned for the next game, at least you can see why I brought all these centre-halves in now because their discipline absolutely stinks. Don't forget as well to drop a comment in down in the comment section down below to help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm. Once again, I do apologise about the video being completely all over the place. I am really sorry about that. Thank you for watching though. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all very soon for another episode. Peace.